Okay, so I just did Gila Cliff Dwellings. I was calling it Gila before. Anglo pronunciation, I guess. So it was okay, it wasn't super extensive. And the surrounding area is really nice. Gila National Forest is pretty cool too. That's really what I was looking for as far as the spread of New Mexico goes, kind of. Just for like the kind of New Mexico alpine forest, or pine forest, whatever you want to say. But it was really kind of a long time to get in here. For instance, get back on I-10. I'm leaving the dwellings right now, and it says it's going to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. Because it's pretty windy, and you kind of have to go really slow at points. And there's definitely some elevation going up and down also, and yeah, it's just kind of it's a little out of the way, and it's kind of a pain to get to. So, is it worth it to come here? Like, you're not gonna miss a ton by skipping it, I'd say. Not that I regret going at all, but actually, let me elaborate a little more. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to go here? Yes, if you're actually spending more than a day, I'd say. If you're like camping here and you're gonna see a few other sites around here. For me, I was just planning on like a half a day trip, really. And it is kind of a half a day trip, but I don't know, I was just expecting it to be a little more expedient in some ways. You know what I mean? And I guess a lot of it I ate up at that Steve Rock's place too. So maybe it is all worth it. I don't know, I'm just tired. So that was Gila Cliff Dwellings. I keep trying to do the Native American accent because New Mexico has a Native American symbol on its flag. I don't know if there's any other states that also have that. Maybe Oklahoma, or I think they might have a separate flag for that. But it's kind of cool to see that culture hyped up, and you can see that in a bunch of the cities too, as far as, you know, the turquoise and the adobe color stuff. That's always a really very attractive, you know, color scheme to me. And I don't know, I kind of just grew up with that set of colors being associated with the Southwest, and it just has a very warm and distinct feeling to it as far as I'm concerned. And I like it. So, the drive into here is kind of interesting. Usually when I go up a mountain, it's going up one of the sides doing switchbacks. This seems to be going along the spine of the mountain. So you're always kind of cruising along the top, and you can see, you know, diagonally down on both sides, and it's kind of neat. I mean, I'm sure, you know, that's in other places, but, you know, most of the time I at least haven't noticed it, or I just haven't been there. So there's two routes into the Gila Cliff Dwellings. I was calling them Gila before. It's an Anglo in me, I guess. So one is 35, that's on the east side, and the west side is 15. And I haven't done all 15 yet, I'm on it right now. But it seems like 35 is a little more developed, and it has a little bit more of a varied, I don't know, route to it. You sort of see more stuff. This is mostly all mountain and pine trees so far, because I'm on 15 right now, and this is it's an unmarked road, so there's no dividing line, and it seems way narrower at points, and the bends are sharper as well. And I'm only going up at this point, so going down, I mean, it may change a little bit coming up here. Let's get into Silver Springs. But if you were just gonna do one of these routes, I'd recommend, I think 35 it was. There seems to be less traffic on it too, maybe it's just the time of day. And check this out. Got some deer. Big whoop, right? So look how tight this is. You see what I'm talking about with all that RV coming through and stuff. Like if I was an RV and he was an RV and we were both coming through that same point at the same time, that would have been a mess. It would have sucked. And I guess this route's also on a higher elevation because there's snow.
Hey, my fellow travelers and backpackerinos! It appears our journey into Mexico is almost finished, and we're approaching Lordsburg. My lord, my lord! Kind of like that. Now, as you may have guessed, Lordsburg is known for large cylinders. It appears we just passed the official seal of Lordsburg. Really, I could just skip this place, but I need gas. Some gas, my lord? Some gas, please? Please, just a little smidgen of gas, my lord. For the children. Lordsburg, my lord, my lord. Oh, that reminds me, Game of Thrones is gonna be on really soon. It's, end of March. Shit, I gotta get settled pretty quick once I reach, my ultimate destination.
So I really didn't need to go through Lordsburg. I just wanted to go to Pilot, really. But wow, that motel, luxury motel for under $30? What are the odds? So I'm not sure if that's the mountain or not, but the first time I went out to San Diego using I-10, I hadn't really done any real, like, kind of very vertical cliffs before. I think I only had done like mission trails in San Diego and some of Sedona, which I guess was kind of... Well, either way, it was just the fact that I actually looked at something on the highway and was like, you know what? I'm gonna climb that. Even though there was like, there's always some kind of barbed wire or wiring or fencing along the highway to keep you or keep animals from jumping into the highway. And there's not always places to park. You're not really supposed to park on the shoulder unless you're in an emergency. And and I don't remember exactly how I did it, if there was a rest stop. I don't think there was a rest stop. I just somehow found a place that was, you know, where you're able to park, and I climbed under the fence, and yeah, just went right up the mountain over train tracks, and then I went up that sucker, and there was like rocks falling down while I was climbing up, and I was like, whoa. And it wasn't even that high, it was just the fact that I just kind of exercised my will to do something like that. And I think the reason I did it was because the first time I drove cross country, the first 2 times really, going from New Jersey to San Diego and then back, I saw a lot of things where I was like, man, I really just want to stop and, you know, just explore that area. But there was always fencing, there wasn't always a exit, you know, it was kind of hard to discern what to do. Hold on, we got a sign coming up. That was exciting, wasn't it? So anyway, the reason I decided to do it on the second time out was because my cousin sent me the book Into the Wild, and it was like Chris McCandless. He was the guy, he would talk about doing that, where he would just kind of essentially break the law to an extent, or maybe it was just loose rules, but I don't know, you grow up in America and you always hear, oh, it's the land of, you know, free, do whatever you want, kind of, which is true to an extent. And yeah, you have to work within the laws, but there's some things that are just kind of, you can bend and you can wiggle around, and it's okay. Nobody really gives a shit, and you're not hurting anybody, so why not? And I forgot where we were talking about this. Oh yeah, because I saw that mountain. Anyway, we're in Arizona, as you saw, and I don't know what an Arizona accent is, but we'll figure something out. Toodles!